Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Jordy and I'm here to do a general tarot card reading for the collective today. That means regardless of your zodiac sign, anybody can watch this video and it may resonate with you. If you find the video doesn't fit your story after a few minutes, I recommend checking out another reading on my channel with a title that stands out to you. This way there's still a reason why you clicked on this video today, and I hope you'll find your message that you're looking for. These readings are timeless, so that means they can resonate with you at any time that you watch the video. I'm using the This Might Hurt Tarot by Isabella Rotman. Beautiful deck. They're the same people who made the Modern Witch deck. So, just looking up at my deck collection. I think it's the same author. It's the same publishing company, anyway. Let's see what's going on for the collective. On the split, we have the Four of Cups reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Both are states of comfort and, equilibrium. Not needing anything else, not needing anybody, not needing any emotional stimulation, or not needing any money to make you happy. Like, it's all about just finding your inner peace and knowing who you are and being in a state that's regulated by yourself and by your environment. Well, now, since they're reversed, perhaps that's a struggle today. Maybe there's feelings of depression or stagnancy within your emotions. Maybe there is something you can do to regulate your, state of balance, but maybe it feels like it's not good enough, or you don't want to do it. And there could also be maybe a lack of resources, or the need to reinvest in some new strategies to pick yourself up and stay harmonious within your emotions. Obviously, meditation is something that may help, but you may need to practically go about something. There might be something more practical. Well, not saying that meditation isn't practical, but something more hands-on, I should say, that might actually bring things into balance for you as well. So we have the King of Pentacles. I get this feeling that, like, you do have a lot of things sorted out in your life right now, but maybe there's something more that could be experienced or felt, or something more you can take action with. So we start off the reading with the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the High Priestess. In the environment is the Eight of Cups. Or sorry, in the recent past is the Eight of Cups. In the distant past is the Death and Transformation card. In the future is the Three of Cups. Representing you is Temperance. In your environment is the Queen of Swords. The Empress in your Fears and Desires position. And the Six of Pentacles is the Outcome. There's a lot of people cards in your reading today. We have the Six of Wands reversed as the overall energy. So we were talking about how yes, there's a state of comfort, a state of balance, when your emotions are regulated, when you feel satisfied with what you have. Maybe you're out of that state right now, and there's something you can do to bring it into balance. Well, I get the sense with the two kings here and the high priestess that there's multiple avenues for you that are like forms of advice or strategies to go about making things more fluid for you, or giving you more momentum, movement in your life. And ultimately, the outcome is balance, prosperity, giving and receiving, gaining, and increasing with the Six of Pentacles. And the future position is the Three of Cups, which is celebration, bounty, happiness, social events, so I do see you going from being in a state of emotional stagnancy into someone who's more active and abundant within society, especially with the Empress being here. But your inner nature is the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords. So you have a lot of control over your mind. You have a sharp intuition with those two cards here. Things are also, like, you process things in a very analytical way, yet you still have this connection with the universe, with your intuition, with your inner world. And that's a sharp, powerful combo. You may be feeling like you're a little bit, you're coming from a place of like dark energy, like maybe you've experienced a lot of darkness, a lot of troubles on your path, and maybe emotional equilibrium for you is not as full of joy and outwardly expressive as other people who've experienced, like, not to say that people who are outwardly inexpressive haven't experienced difficult things, because it's all about who you are and what your coping mechanisms are. But what I'm getting here is that you've gained a lot of like inner quiet, inner peace, inner stillness from your journey. And your state of emotional regulation is a little bit more quiet than and more introverted than perhaps previous times in your life or other people around you, where it's more extroverted, where it's more outward. So I do see you moving in a more extroverted, more outward direction, but you're coming from a space of like having been through a lot, seen a lot, been challenged by many things. And as far as like advice on which direction to go in and how you can move forward, we got these two kings here. They're both masters of their own domain, and the King of Wands talks about getting into your body, getting into the energy that you have. So that means getting active, pushing yourself to grow, challenging yourself with new goals or with existing goals that you've let go of. The King of Pentacles talks about like learning new skills, learning like not even learning new skills, but like honing in on those skills, studying for those skills, researching and getting practiced at what it is that you want to do. Whereas the King of Wands is talking about starting new things or restarting things that have fallen flat in your life. King of Pentacles is about like improving upon those things and learning more about them. So you could, take the advice of both those kings, or maybe there's a certain thing in your life that represents something you've already been, applying yourself to in some way, something you take a lot of pride in and you do very well at, and there's an opportunity to like upgrade and up level within that activity or skill that you already have with this King of Pentacles here. The King of Wands could be saying, that's great. You already have something that you feel very balanced and powerful and masterful with. Why don't you try revamping and igniting a new purpose, a new goal, something that will bring a different area of your life into the light. So either way, if you just decide on what it is you want to focus on right now, you're going to see an improvement in your life, in the energy levels, in the connections that are engaging with you, and you'll see an increase in finances or an increase in joy, or both, with the Six of Pentacles and the Three of Cups here. You've entered your abundance era, is what I'm hearing, with this Empress here. And now it's all about expressing that, becoming it, embracing your abundance era, And we've talked about ways that you can already. You might not have the closure that you needed or thought that you needed from past cycles. That doesn't mean that your new cycle can't begin already without the closure that you thought you would have. When a tree gets struck by lightning, for example, and half of it breaks off, and the tree has to heal that wound and perhaps try to grow again in that one area, or at least continue growing around that wound. Eventually the abundance lost is regained in different areas of your life, in different branches of the tree, and a new balance is achieved, because you have to balance the weight of what you already have still in your life versus what has been removed. And you may not ever receive closure on what has happened to that branch that got struck off, broken or broken off by the lightning. But you have all this other new growth to attend to, new abundance. So that's kind of the metaphor I'm getting. I don't think it's a completely well thought out metaphor, but that's kind of just what I'm getting, because I'm seeing the tree in the Empress card. That piece of you that you didn't get closure with in the past, that branch that fell off or was removed forcibly by the lightning, by sudden change, that branch can be turned into a walking stick here that we're seeing in the King of Wands energy here. And the walking stick represents everything that the King of Wands represents, which is all about new starts, initiatives, entrepreneurial energy. Actually, what I'm getting here is that the part of you that you lost, the part of you that was destroyed, the part of you that you didn't get closure on, the parts of your life that ended, that broken branch that fell off your tree, it's still part of you. It's still helping you in the subconscious. It's still growing within you. It's just in a different dimension of yourself. Might not be in this physical world anymore, might not be part of what you can see as in your control, but it gave you access to other dimensions of yourself because you're aware of a piece of yourself that's missing now, and you're seeking that piece of you that's missing. You may never find it, but just that awareness that there's other parts of you out there, that there's a different realm to explore, different parts of yourself that are unknown. There's something there about you have the abundance in your life that continued to grow past that event that broke the branch off your tree. And that's what you're in right now. You're in that abundance era. Like, you've achieved balance. There's new growth to be experienced and expressed. And there's a lot of happiness and success coming to you for that. But there's also this part of you with the High Priestess, the Eight of Cups, the Death card, the King of Wands, where you can take that branch, that part of you that's missing, that part of you that didn't get closure, and connect with parts of yourself that you never thought were possible. Maybe even new trees or new parts of the landscape, different from the main expression of yourself. So we have our main ego, our main identity, our main self-awareness, but then there's these other awarenesses that are kind of around us. And that's kind of what I feel like the lack of closure has given you, is access to things that are not part of your core expression in this life. And there's power in that because you can gain wisdom and intuition by connecting to those parts of yourself that you didn't even know were there or that are lost. There's wisdom from your past history, from past lives, from alternate realities, So the High Priestess and the Empress are like two different stories within the same spread today, essentially. It's interesting that I was talking about two trees. Like, there's the tree that's you, that's continued to grow, and then there's another tree here that you may not even be aware of in the High Priestess energy. The shadow side, which doesn't mean like the evil side. It just means the side of you that is not lit up, that's not blatantly obvious. Okay, well, how about we pull some tea leaf fortune cards to see how this reading wants to conclude itself and tie itself together. They're random. I just go around and pick a random card, so we'll see what we get. We've got Throne. So this card says position of authority. Interesting. So you've come into some form of mastery. You come into some form of, control and autonomy over your life. And now that the power is in your own hands to, determine what's next, what you're going to express, what you're going to receive in this life. We have Crib, which says birth or conception of a child or enterprise. So both the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, the difference between the two being that the King of Pentacles is all about refining and learning and skill developing something you already have going for you, whereas the King of Wands is about starting something new and kickstarting that and seeing perhaps quick growth with that. And discovering new parts of yourself in either one of those king's expressions, that could lead to a new enterprise, a completely new manifestation that you give birth to here with the Empress card. We also have Dagger. This card says fear, worries, and tense situations. Interesting that the Queen of Swords is holding a dagger. You may fear that you're never going to get the answers that you thought you were that you want, that you feel like you deserve from the past. And at this point, the cards are saying accept the fact that you may not get those answers if you can, because there's a lot of growth and abundance in your life that can be focused on instead. Or else it's just going to be like a dagger that's creating a wound inside of you when really the situations aren't even active anymore. We have the Lion, which says time to act. Okay. That's a beautiful message. Time to act. Be courageous. Okay, thank you for being here today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this collective reading, and I'll see you again soon.